June is days away, and with it comes an event helping raise awareness first and support for people living with an inflammatory bowel disease like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation will host the West Michigan Take Steps Walk, raising money and awareness. I'll actually be the ambassador for this event. Joining us this morning is Lauren Weingarten with the event and Owen Graham, who has his own personal story. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys this morning. First, for those who may not be familiar, can you kind of explain what Crohn's and ulcerative colitis might be for anybody who may have never heard of this?
Absolutely. So they're inflammatory bowel diseases. There's two of them, Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Crohn's affects your mouth to your bottom, and ulcerative colitis is your colon or your large intestines. So they're autoimmune diseases, and they affect kind of the whole body of the person. And they are, the most classic symptom is frequency and urgency to use the bathroom. But because they're autoimmune diseases, people can have joint pain, they can have issues with their skin or their vision, extreme fatigue, people can have pain. Oftentimes people miss a lot of work, a lot of school, so they can be truly debilitating for people. And because of that primary symptom of frequency and urgency to use the bathroom, they can be very isolating to people.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation hosts this event. So what is the mission behind that all, and why is events like Take Steps important for it?
Absolutely. So our goal is to find a cure for these diseases. And we are working diligently by raising funds and putting money into research for that. But in the meantime, we are trying to improve the quality of life for our patients. So our goal is to create a community, and we do events. We like the Take Steps, for instance. We also have education events for patients and providers. We have support groups. So we try to create like a full court press approach to patients and helping them overall with their IBD journeys.
Yeah, absolutely. Owen, I want to get to you because you actually have your own journey with, which disease do you have?
I have Crohn's. Yeah.
Crohn's. Okay, well, talk about your journey with Crohn's.
So I was diagnosed when I was 9 years old. At the time, I was going through a lot of fatigue, weight loss especially, and it was concerning.
Yeah.
And after kind of a couple surprise visits to the hospital, we concluded that I had Crohn's. But luckily, we caught it early enough, and I was able to get paired with the amazing staff at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, specifically their PGI group. And I've been in remission ever since. I've been extremely fortunate. I think it's given me perspective on how fortunate I am being with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. I've just been super lucky to be where I'm at and been able to kind of get back on track. Yeah, I definitely still have some struggles. Weight loss, weight gain, I should say, just kind of maintaining my weight. Fatigue is another one, and kind of like Lauren said, just keeping up with things can be difficult sometimes, especially with all of the appointments and just not feeling well. But it's definitely been a journey, but it's with people like Lauren and everybody else supporting me, it's been awesome. It's been super good.
Absolutely. And you know, I don't know if you know this, but Colton actually deals with Crohn's as well. Talk about your journey too, if you don't mind.
So I was diagnosed with Crohn's in 2020. I started having symptoms in 2019, so I was like 18, 19 years old when I was diagnosed. It actually started with my mouth. I had ulcers in my mouth. I was like, what is wrong with this? Went to a dentist. They were like, I have no idea what that is. It could actually be cancer. I was like, oh, well, that's not good.
Right.
If they're throwing cancer out there. So went to an allergist. Then he was like, it actually might be inflammatory with like your digestive system. It's like, okay. So went to a gastroenterologist in Grand Rapids and did a colonoscopy. I've already had 4 of them already. And she was like, yep, you have Crohn's disease. So I've had the same struggles that you have had, Owen, with weight loss, fatigue. And recently, I've actually been in a flare-up. So I actually am trying a new medication today. So fingers crossed that actually works.
Absolutely. Well, you know, these sound like two very similar but also different stories. And I imagine this manifests in people in different ways as well. Is that what the money, this event will raise money to help try and study those things? Or I guess where does the money go to that this event raises?
Absolutely. So a big initiative at the foundation right now is preventative care. And so we know that though these diseases aren't genetic, they are, well, we don't necessarily know that.
Right.
But we're trying to figure that out. And people are predisposed to these diseases. Traditionally, they often run in families. So we are doing research on preventative care. I started with the foundation about 4 years ago. I have a coworker who started 10 years ago. At the time, there were 2 biologic medications. Right now, there's over 12. So there is a a lot of research that's being put into preventive work. We have novel technologies that are coming out with. So there's a lot of really cool things that are happening at the foundation. We do neat things on data collection and gleaming information from that. That's less invasive for patients. There's millions of people that have these diseases, over 100,000 people in Michigan. So
Wow.
even just compiling data from GIs that are working with us throughout the United States gives us, really great resources and finding commonalities in that data. So yeah, it's a really exciting things happening.
Yeah, so let's talk about Take Steps. It's a big event for us, people who have Crohn's and colitis. And if you don't want to walk, what other ways can you get involved?
Sure. So first off, I want to please come to the event if you can.
Yes.
It is on June 13th at Millennium Park at the Grant Pavilion. It will be, the festival starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the program starts at about 11:15. Colton will be there, which we're really excited about.
Yeah.
It's an easy walk. It's about 1.25 miles, so it's not terribly long. Highly, highly, highly recommend coming out. The thing with these diseases is you can't look at somebody and know that they have IBD, right? It's invisible, essentially. And so when patients register, when they register and they come to the event, they'll get a green patient t-shirt. We always encourage patients to swap those out for their shirt that they're wearing so people can identify each other in the crowd as patients, which is really
cool.
exciting because it gives you an opportunity to talk to somebody else who's navigating something similar to what you're dealing with. So, you would never look at Colton or Owen and think, oh, they have IBD. You wouldn't know that. Yeah. So if you can't make it out, please visit the foundation website if you're looking for resources, if you're looking to get involved. We always encourage fundraising. That's what moves our mission forward.
Yeah. Just to wrap it up, just so everybody at home can get the dates. I know you said we are on June 13th.
June 13th,
What
yes.
time do we need to be there and sign up?
10 a.m. is when the event starts. The programming starts at 11:15 and walk happens at 11:25.
Okay, see, there you go. And of course, we'll have all of that information on 13onyourside.com. You two, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your story. You too, Colton, as well. Really great stuff. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Bring your dog, bring your kids.
All of the above.
time,
We love it. All right. It is